All right, guys. So we got a live one today. V is going nuts because Valve has merchanted out. Merchanted is not a verb, but that's what they're doing. Valve have become the dishonorable merchants that they are, and they are selling mods now. You never thought you'd see the day. And there's Mark being a faggot like always. You never thought you'd see the day when Valve would sell out so hard. Well, I mean, you did. You actually could see the day because Steam is DRM the platform. The working title for Steam was DRM, but they changed it the last minute to make it less appealing. And now Steam has totally screwed all of us. Okay, I've seen this posted around. People like this post a lot. They agree with this. So I would just read this. This is how the mature side of V feels right now is this right here. Every game with the workshop on Steam will eventually implement this feature, which is my problem with the whole situation also as well. Um, is that we can cry and say the world is ending all we want, but we're crying and we're saying the world is ending because there's nothing we can do about stopping this. Whether it's a good thing or bad thing, it almost is irrelevant because it's going to happen. I think the modders actually want this. I mean, think about it. If you mod games, you want this because I think people don't look to the future. They'd rather just get the money in the short term. They'd rather get the money right now. They don't think about how, oh, if you mod a game for free and you can put that on a resume and have experience. It's like, no, I'd rather get paid right now for what I'm doing right now. And I know the arguments are going to come in, and right at the beginning, I thought about this. I was like, maybe it could actually raise things, capitalism, maybe, capitalizing on the product will actually raise, um, the value, right? Make better mods, basically, because there's a price on it. It's not free, so it's not worthless. Right, but in internet culture is very weird with capitalism, and then not to mention it's a derivative product. So there's different layers. I'm not like an economist or anything, but there's different layers. I mean, this is not just basic economics here. This is internet economics, so it's a little more tricky. And then I would just like to say, the modders, they're just the top 25%. You could actually see it too. You see it the whole time. Oh yeah, Totalbiscuit's a total sellout. Total sellout. I forgot about that. Totalbiscuit is a total sellout. I mean, he should have known how his fans were going to react to this. He should have known. And the Reddit crowd is going to be like, "Oh, it's not that bad, Oh, we gonna like I said before, we're going to get better mods because they're not instead of being free, which free equals worthless, now they're going to be paid money so people will spend more time on it." But that's not necessarily true. Like, what if I just go in there and people are talking about stealing things, which is a very big problem. Like if I steal a mod from somebody else, I edit one file and then I call it my mod and then I sell it and I make money off of it because of different reasons. Let's say I slept with five guys, burgers and fries, and my mod gets more exposure and I make more money off of it off of some guy's work. I mean, I'm not saying that that necessarily will happen, but now it can. When before it was just a free for all, who cared? And that's what I'm saying is these modders they pushed for this. The modders want this. It's not just Valve is a company. I expect Valve to be like this. I expect them to merchant up as much as you possibly can. And the modders are the ones that are really selling us out here. I think the modders push for this. And so it's gonna come down to the modding community itself. Is the modding community going to be for this or against this? And I'm just cynical when it comes to human beings. I think that the modding community will sell out. I think they'll say, "Oh, I'll take the 25%." Fuck it, they'd probably take 10%. They just want anything because they can't think ahead. I know that Richard Stallman and the Free Software Foundation gets a lot of shit for being abrasive and for having bad marketing. I mean, GNU, it's such a shitty word. It's terrible. GNU's not Unix. I mean, that's horrible. That's horrible. But I mean, you can't really accuse them of short-term nearsightedness. There are a lot of things, but they're definitely not short-term thinkers. I mean, copyleft which you can. There's arguments all around for this, but I actually kind of like it. That's not a short-term thing, though. I mean, you're thinking about the future people using this. I mean, they're thinking about how this thing will be used 20 to 30 years from now. They're not thinking about just, oh, how can we make the most money about it right now? I mean, people are so selfish now. And that'd be my main point, really, to add to this, even though I agree, third crash, when is going to happen? When is the third video game crash going to happen? Probably never. Which sucks. It's hard because we are kind of in our own little hug box here on 8chan and on V and just on the internet in general almost. You're kind of, you tend to talk to people that agree with you just as a human nature thing. But, you know, it's it's nothing we can do about it. The video games they're gonna continue just like movies. There's not gonna be a giant um, crash and burn episode. If anything, it'll just be more stuff like this. It'll just be monetized more. I think the vast majority of people who buy video games are not on HNV. I think the vast majority, you know, they just want the cool new thing. They don't care past that too far. They don't care about fun gameplay and stuff. They just want to know. They just want it to be cool. They don't care about stuff like that. Um. So yeah, this thread is ridiculous. I mean, just look at this. It's like a billion fucking posts. Look at this. It's fucking ridiculous. Oh yeah. Yeah, so people are crying about how, oh, it's a choice and all this shit. Yeah, except if Bethesda feels like they can capitalize off of your popular, which means good, mod, they can just bundle it with their DLC. It's pretty funny. Or they can just release like, one new area that's shitty and derivative, and they'll just add the mod on there to it, and then they can sell it, and people will buy it because it's a good mod. And then it's got the official Bethesda slash ZeniMax stamp of approval. Yeah, they can bundle your mod with their DLC. They choose how much it sells for. Of course, it's all kind of hearsay right now because it's too early. But god damn it, man! Just even thinking about this, Valve has really just sold us the fuck out. They've just sold us the fuck out. We have nothing left after. Not nothing left, but Steam was kind of this. There are giant problems with Steam. Like I said before, their DRM, the platform. There's problems with Steam, but it's not like, it could have been something, but this is another nail in the coffin.